Shalom, family. Glory be to God. Blessed be the Lamb. You know, for the enemy to be so strong, audacious, bravadic, it acts like a delicate flower. It acts like a delicate flower. It acts as though it has a glass jaw at all times. Be mindful. Don't say this. Don't say that. I mean, you would think that you're dealing with 2015. I went on a journey. Yeah, I went looking for Mr. Day, and I looked everywhere. I kept hearing everybody say, and during that time, everybody meant black people. Well, there was a couple of essays in there, but mostly black people. They, 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 as if there is some mysterious group or mysterious person named Mr. They, whose name they obviously dared not speak. And your desk, no, Mr. Day. I went in several high um, high dollar council offices. Nope, none of them was Mr. Day either. So I started asking myself, since I was coming from the perspective of a black man raised by black the people who obviously are terrified of somebody named Day. So I looked at the usual suspects. First suspect, white people. But then, but then, just when I had thought I was on target, you either you get down as white or get down as honorary white, and you have no opportunity not to be black. Not at all. Very well. I'm not gonna devolve what I'm talking about into a story about the social structure. That may come later. That may come later. But anyway, I started hearing Mr. They, out of white people's mouths. I mean, white males, white females of the different ages. And well, damn, I'm on the wrong path. Hey, I found them for you guys. In fact, there is a group of Mr. Days. They wouldn't like hearing this, though, but there is a group of Mr. Days, and none of them, you can see their hands. Smooth as a baby's ass. And this is in their 50s and 60s. Like they have never so much, anyway, smooth as a baby's ass. You know what? Back in the gap, back in the gap, you know, you had to pass a test if you wanted to court certain young ladies. And don't let her grandmother be there. I mean, this is way back in the gap. Man, listen here. Nobody needs it. No one, not one of you is willing to take one for the team. Not one of you is willing to take one for the team. And the only way to get your ass off the team is to physically to throw you off the team because you will never leave on your own. Never will you leave the team. This is a fact. I've known team, I've known team of the players off and on during my life. Okay, my mother had a name for it. She just called them flunkies. Use what was already there. See, they used what was already there to divide you. They used race. They used culture and religion. Shit, these days they even use gender. But we must not lose sight of the true narrative. And the true narrative, the is wrapped up in all of that, is we are slaves. We were, are slaves. And now we have other slaves. We have Mexican slaves, white slaves, okay? I'm sorry if you're insulted. I'm sorry if you're insulted. You are rent a body. Okay? Let that sink in. I know it hurts and you don't like to look at it like it really is. And not only are you rent a body, it's almost a um a non-verbal agreement between you and the rich. Because you're gonna get up and do it in the morning too. And you're gonna convince yourself and you be right that this is what you better do. Get your head about conspiracies. Sooner or later, they come true. Sooner or later, it's not quite a conspiracy at all. But they do understand I can make one half of the population think the other half is nuts. And as long as the other half of the population think that they are nuts, then they will act as a buffer against the truth. In America, it's happening right now. They go out of their way to dictate, if they can, what you say, man, which is crazy to me. What not say anything about certain groups of people. In America, First Amendment, they're openly stating that Americans should destroy their First Amendment to save it. These people are nuts. It must be rolled back, they say. Why? Why are you afraid of words? I mean, I understand why you would fear my words. You should. You really should. As much as I don't have, man, that's near. I have developed a strong distaste for people like them. Strong. And I have to bite my tongue more times than not. But the reality of the situation is I don't give a fuck about none of them. I don't. If you're making decisions on other people's lives and it's causing harm, causing suffering, while you enrich yourself, fatten your pockets and your bank accounts, then I'm not going to give a fuck about you. And you would be one of the ones that I would steal. No, they wouldn't be stealing. I just take it from you. Stealing is one thing. Taking is another. I think it's a matter of how you feel after you do it. Example. I'm going to give you an example right here. Did I steal the pen? Yeah and no. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? It's not the same thing. See, they don't want me telling you stuff like this, but it's the truth. Did I steal the pen? No, because stealing it wasn't in my heart. Theft wasn't in my heart. I just put everything, including pens and lighters, well, especially pens and lighters, in my pocket. I can look up and have 7 or 8 lighters back in the Gap because through multiple conversations and us smoking, rolling joints, lighting cigarettes, their lighter ends up in my pocket. I didn't intention. See, and that's the point. Intention. I said all of that to get there. Intention means everything. Everything. It's either in one's heart or it is not. I mean, you can have the duplicate conclusions. Duplicate conclusions. But they are back to Mr. Day. Mr. Day controls you. And Mr. Day would rather me not call their names, but we go all the way back to the beginning, to the corn shavers. We go all the way back. I'm talking about past medieval times with this one. No, it is what it is. Everybody do what they do. Everybody say what they say. Everybody teach to who will listen what they teach, and they do teach. If they running their damn mouth, then you listening. Then someone is in this exchange of information. Someone's being influenced. I call it teaching, and sometimes it's fucked up. You shouldn't just talk to everybody anyway. Probably not at all. keep it moving. Mr. Day. So Mr. Day controls you. I mean, he controls you to the point I'm unsure of your free will, not on a spiritual level, but on a very real physical level, on a very real legal level. And what is America? You know, people keep saying things don't feel the same since 2020. You're right. You're right. But you're also off. You're off. I'm trying to figure out why you're off. Why do you pick 2020 as the um change in the environment on a psychological, sociological, and political level, which at the end of the day is all the same thing because mankind's actions are all wrapped up into all of that. Nope, I think the devil has run and his influence has about run its course. Ain't nothing left but the conclusion. Absolutely nothing left. Anyway, back to what I was saying. You're owned, basically. You are owned. You're owned. And don't get me wrong, getting up and going to work, that shit there is mandatory. I mean, everything is a biblical. You should work by the sweat of your brow. Everything is biblical. Everything. Okay? Nothing has happened upon this planet. You know what I'm saying? You really do. So 2020, what the hell happened? COVID. But but like I was saying, you off a little bit. No, you got to go back beyond that. COVID. Think of COVID as I don't want to say these types of things. Let me see if I can think of the proper words. COVID was a mask. COVID was a mask. Let's go down the rabbit's hole. But I'm getting off the point just a little bit. Y'all may have to bring me back to the goddamn point because this rabbit hole is deep. But I had to draw the line. First of all, I wear a mask if I want to. If COVID is going to get me and it ain't, then that is what it is. It's my business if I want to live life dangerously. And the alternative, I'm not responsible for your health. So when around me, I might be packing COVID, mid-vid, some other kind of vids, and who knows about this? I mean, that's how I lived it. I'm not respect his damn self. I mean, this is ridiculous. And it reminded me of like in 2011, after the World Trade Center. Say, man, I'm way here in Houston. Y'all better stop living bad, man. Listen, folks, they had you so thrown off that they had you living by code yellow, code red, code green. It's the country. And some of you lived in abject fear. I used to be in the park from an altitude of 1,000 feet. I mean, stop living this way. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. Listen, no, seriously. You are in trouble. Big trouble. They have a problem. They have a problem. You have a problem too. And one of the biggest problems that Mr. They has right now, they know who they are. We can just continue to call them they. They are very aware of who they are. They are they. That mysterious they that acts a little weak, unreachable. At least in theory. They've only let's just think of it as this way. It is workable on paper. It's workable on paper. They do have a plan, and their plan is to run. Is to run. after stirring everything up. But you, on the other hand, you do know that they don't like you. You do know that this is not a coincidence. You understand that this was planned out like step one, step two, step three, step four. I, in the meantime, in the last, and how you pray is your business. But in the last, since 2020, I seen one girl pray like it ought to be prayed. I could feel her ass 2 blocks away. It was a little Mexican girl. I don't know what was going on in her damn life, but what, and inside of her house, they were arguing in some shit inside of there. She came out and sit on the curb. I'm not going to call the street, but she sat on the curb and she let God have it. Goodness gracious, she went at him. Woo! That's how it's done. That's how it's done. I mean, she was in tears, angry, scared, in a strange ass environment, apparently around some dysfunctional ass goddamn people that didn't respect a 13-year-old because the type of words that they was goddamn using a combination of a broken Spanish and English. I'm like, what the fuck? Little girl, you should have shut the door behind you out of respect for them. But this is how it's done. So you don't really pray like that. And I'm not, and again, prayer is private. It's private. I just thought I would throw that in there. But you are in trouble. And you keep telling yourselves that there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. In many ways, you're right again. You're right again. There's nothing you can do. But this is by option. See, the fact that you even have each other towards authority for the most part. But back to 2020. I'm skipping all over the place, but I mean to, because it's tied in. It's all tied in. Things feel weird since 2020. And 2020, and mysteriously, 2020 is the 1 year that I didn't back up, so I don't have photos from it. Or maybe it was just the devil, the bastard. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. But I have an idea based on 2018 and 19. I was in the fight of my life. I mean, boy, oh boy, oh man, I was in the fight of my life. Okay? And you have no idea. Anyway, COVID forced you into each other. Why did I bring that up? Because COVID made it easier for the spread of the other disease. See? COVID made it the only one that ain't sick who can make the trip and get supplies, that type of thing. High traffic area. So what you have, you have trapped people in a house, spiritually vulnerable. One person going out also spiritually vulnerable. And what happens? You guessed it. And now that person comes back into the home, and what happens? Further saturation spiritually by your enemy, which, by the way, is the same enemy that has affected they. They don't get. So we're going to set some boundaries. You know, some people believe that only the strong, and they're strong, standardized strong, a clinical prize fight, in a controlled environment where it's not really a fight when there's rules. In a true fight, I get to do what the fuck ever I want to. Shoot, stab, hit you with the bowling ball, throw the base at you, push you down the stairs, hit you with the crystal glass of ice water. Hey man, it's a damn fight. I mean, now they got rules to it. They lie. No, they don't. They lie. Not so you. They have bought the country, talk shit to the government and its politicians, paid them off, bought them off, threatened them off, and you have nothing. They'll show up in the morning with a straight face, gals and guys, with a straight face, and act as though it's not even happening. Each of them taking money from this lobbyist and this lobbyist, campaign financing, dark money, renegade money, and so I don't know how he got there. And yes, I do. Greenbacks, good old fashioned greenbacks, and everything that is by it, that it can buy, up to and including manhood. I'm telling you, manhood been for sale. Now guess who's selling it? Now, this is what's going to throw you. And I'm going to get back on the track, but I would be remiss if I did not throw this in there. If manhood is being sold, who is buying it and who is selling it? But most importantly, who's selling it? You ready? Women. Bam. Women selling manhood. Women dictate who the man is, what the man is, based on whatever standard she has set. She has caught herself validating men into manhood, and I don't think that she can even stand another fucking day of it herself, if she was to just be honest. It all went sideways. They started making the very men that they wouldn't otherwise fuck with. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Don't nobody throw no rocks and shit. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. Telling men that they men because they got money. You know that shit foul. You know that shit foul. You are no different than that old lady who asked to see my hands. You ain't ready yet. My granddaughter needs a man. Oh man. At any rate, what do we have here though? Because you do understand that we know the whole story, going back centuries beyond this country's shores. You do understand that, right? You do understand that some of the culprits' children are still alive, living off the very system and the stolen resources that they gathered through this trick and that trick and this trick and that trick over centuries. You do understand this, right? So you want to provide blanket protection for what? The family members, their last names maybe, or their progeny? On the flip side of that, for the president and his staff and the senators and Congress and the mayor and the city council point at this point. But it can't be done. What is written is written. I'm not here to observe. I'm here to destroy. Let me say this again. I'm here to destroy. Plain and simple. I've always made this shit crystal clear from the beginning. From the beginning. I'm not trying to join anything. I'm not trying to observe anything unless I'm gathering data, intelligence that I can use against evil and the workers of iniquity. Plain here. Look at the life I live. Look at how I live. How can you get that out of me? How? How? How can that be done? The only way that it can be done is that I somehow submit to your will. And I am a vicegerent, if you will. I am a representative of the Lord Almighty. There will be no submitting to you, because that would make you sit above him, and then he would look at me like, you know what? You act like them motherfuckers crap. You are better off not even answering unless he forces you to. Just shut up. There is no right answer to the question from the Lord God as to why. Ever. Ever. You get it? Ever. I don't even know why. I mean, he would ask me. He probably wouldn't be because I know this here. So, and I'm not going to ever help to create the environment along with you to put me in the fucking position of being asked why I didn't do what I was supposed around inside your TV set. You doing and he doing some strange ass shit anyway that I care not to explain tonight. But this is ancient. No one made those people wrap themselves up in a story that had already begun. No one made them do what they have done in terms of heritage, culture, theft, not ingratiating themselves to the populations around them to the point of being remembered. More than you think. More than you ought to think. But the Bible is quite clear on this when it says Israel and Israel prepare for war. Clearly, he's talking about two separate Israels. Okay? Now, this wouldn't be well, they had met before. They had met before. Okay? It's just that Israel encompasses other races now. Israel started out as all black. And just like them, no one wrote their story. Their patriarchy going back centuries did. They had every opportunity to get themselves out of it. Centuries. Who the hell gets kicked out of 113 of anything? Hell, I've been kicked out of a club. I mean, shit. But I'm talking about get the fuck out. Okay? What you want, it can be done. And I'm going to give you cover because they hear me. You don't even have to tell them as the ones who they've made responsible for somehow controlling the uncontrollable. It can't be done without bullets and bombs. And more bullets and bombs. And then more bullets and bombs after that. In fact, a lot more after that. It simply can be done. And to even have the idea in your head, well, we're not worried about that. We worried about you, not that. You are a bigger threat than the big bullets and bombs. You really are. You just don't see it. Everything moves through your ass. Everything moves through you. The rich people are infected. They've been infected. They've been infected since, man, listen here. The minute they started talking about clones, they was already gone. They had you talking about clones. There is no clone. They want you to think that there is a human clone. No. I'm going to help you figure this out over time. Out of Earth's atmosphere now. We know that because there are clouds passing behind the moon. A few years back, it sit comfortably in space. Why the hell is there clouds passing behind the moon? Clearly, it's in your atmosphere. Clearly. Yet, stranger than that, the gravitational pull of the moon seems to be ineffective. You should be dead now. You should all be under ocean water. No shit. Because of the gravitational pull of the moon. Yet you're not. Unbelievable, ain't it? But when this is pointed out, It's like you're fucking, it's like you're in your own zoned out space. It doesn't register. Danger, 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 danger. Whatever just moved that moon can move it closer. And why the hell is it not acting on the earth like it should when it's that close? Meaning pulling the oceans out of its moors, pulling it out of its moors. You'd be all dead. Except me. Well, shit. If you gonna all die, I've been around your ass so long, I may as well take a big gulp of water my damn self. I mean, for what? But you don't see these things. You don't see it because what ails them prevents them from doing right and seeing things and feeling things, and the masses suffer from the same thing. Now, another way, and this is on the other partial. God said, I will send unto them a great delusion. You've been deluded right. The operative word is can't. You may have to help them. Okay? You may have to do more than nudge them. What part of trapped are you not getting? They are trapped. I hate to be the one to tell you, and they wouldn't want me to because they exist in the same fantasy fucking world as you. They want this image of free will. Ain't none of them free. The infected are not free, and that which has infected them is not free either. None of the shit free. None of it. And they running their ass around here in make believe as if it is freedom. No, it's not. You're being told. Can you just admit that you're living a life that and being told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, trade it off to get this done and that done, or not go back? And this is what's really happening. And I'm running out of damn time. I ain't even got but 4 months. So yes, something did happen in 2020. I've been trying to lead you to it because I can't the map. But something else happened in 2020. I woke up. I woke up. Just started turning in circles. I mean, everywhere. Look this shit up. I mean, you can, connect the dots. Connect the dots. See, I'm going to tell you a secret. God left, say, God left a roadmap of dots, okay? Or he left an image. He left the image, like the, yeah. Now, Satan had to get smart. So what does he do? What did smart bastard? What does he do? He surrounds those dots with with replica dots, duplicate dots that have nothing to do with those dots. In every space, he threw other dots. So you can't figure out anymore what the picture is. But the picture is there. It is there. You get what I'm saying? And like I was saying, I want you to figure out what happened. I am source. I am setter. I am one.